Hello all, in today's class we are going to learn what is TCL and the different commands which comes under it. Firstly, let us define what is transaction control language. In short, it is known as TCL. It is a computer programming language which is basically a component of structured query language and it is used to manage the transactions in the database. What do you mean by transactions in the database? Transactions, in the sense, any sort of operations you make onto the database are termed as transactions. What kind of operations a user can perform onto the database? Let's say I wanted to insert a particular record into a table, or I wanted to make some kind of update operation or delete operations. Any sort of operations which comes under DML, that is data manipulation language, all these operations are known as what? They are known as the transactions made onto the database. So there must be somebody who has to control these transactions or has to manage these transactions, and that is known as what? Transaction control language. Now there are different commands which comes under transaction control language. Let us learn one by one. We have namely commit, rollback and save point. What is commit command? Commit command says you that it is going to save the changes made to the table permanently. For example, if I wanted to insert a tuple into an existing table, then the operation that you have made onto the table is not permanently affected to the table which is present on the actual server. So in order to make the changes affect permanently, then you need to work with the TCL commands. So namely, we have commit command. Commit command is used to save the changes onto the table permanently. To affect the table permanently, you are working with the commit command. Now, what is rollback command? It is used to get back to the previous permanent status of the table, which is similar to undo command. What is undo? For example, you have done some operations. For some reason, you don't want that operations to get reflected. So then what you are going to do? You are going to undo the operations. So thereby you are going to get back to the previous state of the table. So likewise, rollback is similar to the undo. Rollback command is going to work only onto the table where temporary changes are made. So once the changes are committed, or if the changes are made permanently, then you cannot work with the rollback command. Save point command is used along with the rollback command, and it is used to mark a transaction in a table. Transaction can be named using this particular command. So save point is what? Save point command is used along with the rollback command. So in simple words, I have made several operations. Now I don't want the entire operations to be rolled back. To some point, I wanted to roll back the operations. So for that, you have to name the point to which you wanted to roll back the transactions. So that naming can be given with the save point along with the rollback command. Let us see the working of all these three commands by using MySQL. Into the database which I am using, I have already created a table. I wanted to display the table for you. For that, I am going to make use of select asterisk from the table which I have already created. So this is the table. Now I wanted to work with the TCL commands. Remember, any changes or the operations you make to the table, those changes are permanently affected to the table in MySQL. So then when the operations are permanently affected, there is no use of working with the TCL commands. So in order to work with the TCL commands, you either have to disable the auto commit operation, or else you have to run with the start transaction command. So for that, I am going to run with the start transaction command first. Start transaction. Now it says query okay, right? Now to the existing table, I'm going to insert some particular record and let us see whether the changes that I have made is affected to the table or not. After execution of the commit command, I'm going to insert a new record into the table std1 with the values like 6 comma, and let the name be kij, and with some cid. Query OK says that the insert command is successful. I'm working with the commit operation. When the commit operation is used, you close this window and open the window again. You can find that a new record with ID 6 is inserted into std1 table. Clear? I'm going to close this and I will open this window again and display std1 table for you, and there you can check whether this particular record is inserted or not. Let us work with the start transaction again. Query OK. Now I wanted to display the table for you. Select asterisk from std1. Now you can see that the new record is inserted. Why the new record is inserted? Because you have performed a commit operation. Is that clear? Now I wanted to work with the rollback operation. To work with the rollback operation, I'm trying to make any sort of operations onto the existing table by using an insert, update, or delete operations. So let me work with an insert command again. Insert into table name values. Let the value be 7, comma, with some name, comma, and with some course ID. It says query OK. I wanted to work with one more operation. Let's work with the update operation. So update table name. Let the table name be std1. Set name is equal to Jagan, where ID is equal to 5. Query OK. Right? Now, what I have made, I made two different operations onto the table. First is the insert operation, where I wanted to insert a new record with ID 7. And one more, I am using an update operation where I wanted to change the name of the person ID is equal to 5 to Jagan. Right. Let us check whether these operations made onto the table has been affected or not. Okay. I am going to make use of rollback operation. Click on OK. Then it says query OK. So as discussed before, rollback is same as undo operation. Now what I'm trying to do is I will close this particular window and will open the MySQL window again for you. And when I display the table std1, it must not show with the record which I have inserted newly, and also the changes that I have made to ID is equal to 5. That is, I have renamed the name to Jagan. So these sort of operations which I have newly made, those changes should not reflect to the table because I have performed what? A rollback operation before I made a commit operation. Again, I will work with the start transaction. Now I will display the table for you. The changes which I newly made, those changes should not get reflected into the table as we have executed a rollback operation. So select star from std1. Now you can see for roll number 5, I have named the person as Jagan, but that name has not been reflected. And also I have tried to insert a new record with ID 7. That is also not reflected to the original table because we have executed a rollback operation before I made those changes with the use of the commit command. So once a commit is made, the changes will get reflected into the table. So if you are working with the rollback command, so as the changes made to the table are temporarily made, then the rollback command has been executed. So thereby those changes are not reflected into the table. Is that clear? Rollback is similar to what it is similar to an undo operation. Now I wanted to make use of the save point. So how to work with the save point? Let us first name the save point. So I'm working with the save point and let the name be initial. You can give any name for the save point and click on the enter button. It says query OK. Now I am trying to update a particular row. Update the table name is what? std1. Set name is equal to some name where id is equal to 5. Okay, after I have made these changes to the table, I wanted to name the save point over here. So save point, let it be UPD. Save point name be UPD. You can give any name. Click on enter button. Now I would like to insert one more record using insert operation. Insert into the table name is std1 values. Right, I'm inserting a record with id 9, comma, some name and with some course id. Click on enter button and I wanted to name this particular operation using save point. So save point, as I've performed insertion, I'm giving the name as ins. Click on enter button. Right. Also, I am performing one more operation with the delete command. Delete from table name where id is equal to 3. Right? Query OK. I wanted to name this particular operation also by using a save point. Save point, let the name be del. Click on OK button. It says query OK. Now the thing is, I don't want to roll back all the operations. To certain point only, I wanted to roll back the operations. For example, here I have deleted a record with id is equal to 3, right? For some reason, I want that operation to be undone. In that case, as you have made a save point over here, you can make use of the rollback along with the save point. Thereby what happens is only the operations till where you want those changes to be affected into the table, those changes can be affected by working with the save point along with the rollback operation. So that means, as discussed before, I don't want this id is equal to 3 to be deleted from my table. So thereby, I wanted to roll back the operations till the point where I have inserted this particular tuple into the given table. Roll back to what is the save point name you made. So till ins. The operations you made till ins, the remaining operations are to be discarded. So till that point, all your operations are saved. You can click on enter button and it says query OK. So 0 rows affected. So which means here when I am trying to display a table for you, you can find the changes that you have made to id is equal to 5, that is the name you have renamed to Jagan. That changes you can find onto the table, as well as we have inserted a new tuple into the existing table with id is equal to 9. That also you can find. Whereas you have performed a delete operation where you wanted to delete a record id is equal to 3, but this operation is not reflected because you have performed a rollback operation to certain point. Now let us check whether this id is equal to 3 has been deleted and the new changes you made to the table is affected or not. So for that, I am displaying the table for you. Select asterisk from std1. When you click on the enter button, you can find the new record 9 is inserted and the name has been renamed to Jagan. And as you have rolled back the operation, the delete operation is not affected. Thereby you can find the record ID is equal to 3. This particular record is not deleted as you have rolled back to INS. So this is the main use of the save point. So this is how we are going to work with the commit, rollback and save point under transaction control language. Hope you have understood today's lecture. Thank you.